GT Omega, stay ahead of the game.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. You might think that you're having a spot of deja vu. You also might think you've seen this before. Well, you have. In a prior video I introduced this car as the one do you recognise from the inside, but I'm absolutely sure you'll recognise it now, having seen it for a second time quite so quickly. It is the Alfa 155. And no, we're not going back to Tokyo. We're going to take you somewhere different. We're going to try and attempt to at least have a look and see if this car is actually as good as it makes out to be. We enjoyed yesterday's race at Tokyo 600. Today we're going to see if we can take this to maybe a top 10 stars position. Speculative. I'm not going to throw all my eggs in the basket and say, yes, it's going to do it, but let's give it a shot. So we're off to the missions and we're going to go into Moby Dick. We're going to the Tsukuba circuit for 30 laps. This is fast as you can, 30 laps. You've got to manage your tyres and fuel carefully to finish the race through the rain. You can see we've got this to gold before. We've never really focused on making this a top 10. I think we did this online a little while ago on a live stream, and we were rather humbled by some of our friends. But this one's a 600 pp race and you've got to use sports tyres. So settings for the car will be sports tyres medium. We've got a target of 600 pp. Yeah, onto the detail settings. 600 pp, we've got 599.93 with 342 brake horsepower. We're on the sports medium tyres, as we've said. Fully customizable suspension, everything default, nothing changed. Fully customizable diff, nothing changed. Downforce, all the downforce on the rear at 350. On the front we've got 171. Fully customizable ECU set to 90. See the torque curve there. We probably short shifting on this one, maybe. You look, probably about 5,000 RPM, but we've still got power coming in up to 11,000 RPM. So if we can short shift somewhere in the mid-range, that will probably help with fuel. Power restrictors down at 70 on the maximum. Transmission is racing at 320, and there's nothing else to add except we've got the medium RPM turbo at the top there. The only turbo you can have. Those settings for this race will be assists. Dash control 1, weak ABS because it's a race car. Counter steer assistance on strong. And the controller settings. On force feedback max torque 7, force feedback sensitivity 10. We're on a GT Extreme wheel on a GT DD Plus base. So what's the big thing we've got to do here? So as we can see from the friends list, we've got two of our colleagues, 3357 and 3527. They're the only two that have done it. Joe Lightning and Dennis, well done. They've got first place, they've set the times. But this is what we're really interested in, it's the top 10 stars. A 32.11 is the target. We know we can get a 33. The previous best time is a 34. But that's what we've got to try and push for. The engine swap Cappuccino at the front, the engine swap Chimney, the Escudo, the 3 Radicals, a Red Bull, a rally car, 2 VGTs. Let's see if we can make a difference. So fuel map, we're going to run something like fuel map 4. We're aiming for around about 15 laps. Hoping the car is going to be quite grippy and corners really well. We really want around about 20 laps, don't we? But we want the pace, we want the power to get the car to move through here. We want to be sub 102s on the laps. Really. We need to be faster in the wet laps. That's where we really need to be. It looks like we're going to get 17, 18 laps. Have to see where we can go. 102.1. Mr. Madrid out in front, followed by Mr. Cash. Mr. Selves in third. We're currently down in 17th, 38 seconds behind the leader. I think we need to really switch over to the rain map. See the rain coming in. Here it is coming as well, isn't it? Look at it, it's horrible. Really, really mixed up front of rain coming in. It's shallow rain interspersed with lots of wild storms. So, need to make ourselves familiar, acquainted with the rainwater gauge, just to make sure we know how deep the water is and how much we can push and where we want to push. So there's a 101, that's a decent lap. Medium tyres really assisting us there. And it's greying over. The rain is just about to hammer down. Here it comes, and it's coming down quite heavy, I think. We've got to learn where to be on this racing line. Got to avoid the main racing line. As you can see, Mr. Balbao just moves over. I think we're going to line up to attack round the outside here. Keep off that, what is going to be getting greasy and slippery, that inside line. That's a 101.4. The rain is now above the first indicator. That would be a transition to intermediates if we were on racing tyres. Just getting a little nudge there from the Evo. Let's let the S2000 come past him of Mr. Salomon. Catching Mr. Ward. Mr. Johansson, so coming tight down here and dive up the inside of the Civic. That last lap was a 101.4. That was fairly decent. To second gear, try and hold this wider line that's got to have more grip than the racing line. We'll get a bit loose around here. Let's keep pushing. It's alright, a 103 is okay. So we know a pit stop's going to cost us around about 40 seconds. We've got to change tyres because I don't think these tyres will get us all the way to the end of the race. That's going to be a 4-second drop. We're going to have to take more fuel. We're probably going to have to take about 14 laps of fuel, I would hesitate to say. Let's see where the racing line is. Now, whilst we avoid the current grippy stuff. And we've just slowed the car down a little bit by moving that power, the fuel map down. The aim is to just give us a little bit more control over the car. Extended fuel use. That's alright, another 104.9, just below the 105s, but the rain's going to come in now just that bit more. Really is going to be quite savage. And we're going to have rain till around about lap 18, lap 19. That was a bit of a unintended buff on the back of the Porsche. We come out that corner a bit faster, we got a better racing line. We've lost 3 seconds already. Just starting to experience the wet track issues. Trying to get as wide an entry as we can, or we've pulled through. That low line out the corner seems to be okay. 29 seconds behind Mr. Cashew's in the lead, followed by Mr. Madrid. No change at the front, it seems. So 5 seconds down. Fastest lap is ours, a 101.482. Past Mr. Mineo. Up to Mr. Arai in 7th. Don't leave the circuit. Come on, get back on, get back on, get back on. Come on. That was a wild braking manoeuvre. That wasn't fun at all. Mr. Arai, come on. We're going to go high and wide. We're going to try and keep you low. Yeah, that high line works. Going to run wide here as well. Run it just off that racing line. Had to lift the throttle big time there. The rain's still hammering down, so we're on lap 7. That last lap was a 108, which is pretty poor. I think we're going to be in the 110s maybe for this one, seeing where we are at that point of the track. We were 50 seconds and it's 18 seconds in the drive from there to the end of the lap, so there's a 10. Brake early here. Try and get the car in low. Oh, we've just span wide a little bit. We're into 7th place then. Almost got a full view of the top leaderboard where we can give you a rundown of the leaders with nobody missing. Lap 8. We're in 8:05, so we're already best part of 40 seconds down on the time where we need to be. I would suggest. Oh, it's a full skyline run here, isn't it? 32, 33. Is that 33,400 we just passed? You guys will know. They're all very knowledgeable. And then we're in M3 world. Mr. Watabe and an Evo. We'll get on the gas, get on the brakes and get down the inside. Was another 110, but not quite so slow. 110 dead. 14 seconds behind the leader. A little bit of a slide wide, but we picked up better line. Mr. Sainz, then the Porsche. So we're able to give you a full rundown of the list. Mr. Cash is in first, Mr. Madrid second, Sainz in the Porsche third, Widdowmaker fourth, Zelensky fifth, Ferrari sixth. Well, it looks like we're into some right stagnant rain now. It's going to be hard and persistent for a little while. That Porsche is just spinning up. Watabe's in 7th, Kozlov in 8th. We've just made that increase up to 3rd. Cash has gone to the pits though. So 2-second lead for us. It just feels kind of like the laps are slow. That last one was a 1:11. We have to try and optimise these laps as much as possible, trying to get this car to fight the way through. The tyres are actually looking really quite good, but they've been really struggling. They've not been really struggling for grip, it's just been really wet, so they're going to be saving themselves, I think, because they're not going to be over temperature. But the track is so wet, it's untrue. Grip is going to be very difficult to find. We're just going to struggle there. We did well to slide through there. Mr. Science has gone to the pits. Another low 10, which is where we need to be, really. We need to be in the 4s, but that's never going to happen. That slid all over the place. Traction, braking free. We're now seriously into the back markers, number 18. And there's a massive pit motion going on ahead of us. It looks like fuel is going to get us to lap 20, which is really where we want to be. 20 should be the end of the rain. It should be start of the drying up process. Should be the start of the drying process, he says. If we can be starting to move fast, we should be able to put some decent lap times in. I say decent, they're not going to be good enough for top of the world top of the world places, but it's going to be a definite shout at a couple more of them. We're going to do some of these on live streams as well. We're going to try and encourage you to join us on a live, and we'll all do it together. And at the end of the race, we'll see where everybody ends up on the leaderboard. We'll try and fill that leaderboard up with people doing it. And then we'll give everybody a cordial pat on the back whilst we're racing. It will be good fun, I think. We could do that this Saturday night if we wanted to. We could do 2 or 3 of these, because there are 2 or 3 of them. There's a high speed ring, has got a 30 lap one, hasn't it? In the rain. It's GR3s, I think. Up to Mr. Johansson in 14th. 14-second lead. We're really into the rough rain. Look, there's red around us. Red rain, it's shockingly bad. Deep on the gauge. Clear track ahead, which is going to be nice. 17 seconds in the lead. What we don't want is to pick up any penalties by running wide off the track or shortcutting, or even allowing the race authorities think we're shortcutting. We don't want that. Still running 110s. Tens is the limit of where we want to be, really. That's loads of laps on 110. Johnson's just gone to the pits. We're 21 seconds ahead of Mr. Madrid. That's the pit stop. We've got about 5 laps left till we're thinking about pitting, I think. There's another 10. Not really finding the racing line, are we? Mr. Madrid goes to the pits again. So down on fuel. Is the rain starting to break? We're starting to see clearer skies. We just want the car around. Stay low, we'll get into that traction zone. We're probably just 2 seconds quicker here, which will just indicate that actually track is easing up just a wee bit. I don't think we are. I think we're probably on the same, a 110 again. A 110, there it is. Right, to see traffic ahead of us again. Back markers. We're now 48, 49 seconds in the lead. No quicker through the front section. And definitely the rain is coming to an end. So we're into the drying phase now. Now we should be able to start picking up some lap time and attempting to really smash our way through. Come on, let's push, push, push. Trying not to coast, I don't want to leave the circuit, come on. Thought we might be able to coast through there and just see if we can get some grip, but no. Testing the water there's a bad analogy. Testing the water too early. Testing the grip too early. Tyre wedge is starting to show. Lap 16. Now the rain's on its way. Let's flick to the fuel screen. 6.3 laps, so that'll take us to 22. We'll be super low. We just need fuel. I don't think we need tyres. If we can start to increase lap time or decrease the lap time. Come on, Mr. Watabe, Mr. Beck. It's a real mix of positions now. We're leading. Sainz in third. We've got a 54-second lead. Mr. Madrid, who was the previous leader, is down in fifth, but that's obviously offset by pit stops in the Supra. Mr. Cash is back up into second. The track really is starting to dry. So the last lap of 107. Start to get back to the old lap line. Where we need to really start to push on. Some 13 laps to go. I don't think we'll wholly suffer for not changing tyres. Although 4 seconds to change a set of tyres isn't an immense problem, is it? Not when you're saying you could potentially lose 4 seconds or more. Mr. Ferrara's got it on the go, look. The Alfa 155 has got the grip. Just probably need to do a little bit more tuning with the gearbox to give it that acceleration. Although the lazy acceleration, the short shift acceleration, is probably better for the wet. Up 18. I think we're going to be struggling again. I think we're targeting 33 minutes. I think probably no quicker than the previous attempt in practice. But we haven't found the car to use yet. We probably have. It's going to be the cappuccino engine swap, isn't it? In reality, getting that car to be handleable in the wet is the biggest problem. Rear wheel drive, all that power, it's going to take some driving. We know that. Looking at the fuel. If we can get that past there before it drops to point, no we can't. We would run out of fuel for the extra lap, so 2 laps to go. Mr. Cash just gone to the pits for his second pit stop. Quite high geared in first. If we can let the car roll, it works. That's lap 20. Lap times 103, 102. Can we start to beat up that 101 we did? Sights has also gone to the pits. I keep it in that racing line. There's a 101.5, so we're almost there. This will be the last lap though, won't it, I think? We'll be pitting in now, I would assume. Unless we've managed to save 0.2 of a lap in the last little stint. I don't think so. Now we're pitting in this time, and we're going to take 9 laps of fuel. I think we're doing another lap. We're going to take 8 laps of fuel. That was a gamble. Ferrari's gone in on 0. He probably ran out. That was the guy he overtook coming out of the final corner. 102.1. Eight laps of fuel then it is. Mr. Zelensky's gone in on 0. I'm going to be doing the same. Point 2. Point 1. 0, 0. We ran out just as we went through the door. We're going to change tyres and we're going to take 8 laps of fuel, 8.2. The reason we're changing tyres is there's 8 laps to go. It's 50% tyre, then the track's going to dry and it's going to cut up. So I think it's the right thing to do. Definitely think it's the right thing to do. Then we'll push from there. We go. 8 laps. We go. 40 seconds. The stop stationary was only 12 seconds. I think we're going to be on 33 minutes, to be honest. I don't think we're going to be getting into that top 10 stars. I think we would have needed... We need to be running 206s in the rain. So it's the racing line we haven't got resolved. we run softs to try and increase that lap time performance. Add weight rather than reduce power, maybe. Do we think that'll be the crux of the matter? Just going to try and hammer this lap time down. That was a little bit of uncomfortable crunching from the Subaru there. He just tried to take the line we wanted. This car should be rapido now. Not going to break any records, but I want to see a 1-0. There's the fastest lap of the race with an incident. Oh, we've just been spun out. That was rude. I think that was actually our fault. I think we got in on him. We're back here. And that, unfortunately, is a mistake you make. We had a little bit of trouble righting ourselves, getting ourselves back on the circuit, as we ended up facing the wall, but we will run our car down the side of his. We just put the fastest lap in. We're feeling confident. We get pit maneuvered. Probably our fault. Look at that. We lost best part of 7 seconds because of that. That will certainly ensure we don't set any records. It's a shame, but it's only try one. We haven't actually lost anything. Two tenths up. Are we going to be able to set a 1-0? We really are distinctly ahead of the pack. Lost all sorts of grip there. We were 4 tenths up. There's a 101. We lost the 4 tenths. We lost 2 tenths. We still managed to beat it by 2 tenths. Let's try again. Now we realise we aren't going to get a record. We're just a bit casual. Top of the friends list won't be an impossible task because we know what times the guys have set. Our current best of 34.20. We'll definitely improve on that. It looks like we're not going to have enough fuel. 28, 29, 30. We're not. We're going to have to drop the fuel map just a fraction. There's a 1-0. All the 6s, and we've just had to drop the fuel map because we're 0.3 short of fuel. We're burning more fuel because of how we're driving. I.e. faster, achieving more rev, achieving more higher revs. just going to have to short shift a bit and see where we go. Two laps to go. Fuel's at 2.0. We're going to get to the final bit. There's a 1.0 again. Here we are. We're going to be 33 dead, aren't we? But we're not going to make it into the top 10 stars. But we're going to take 1 minute 10, 1 minute 20 off our best time. Get the car to turn there. We've lapped him again, look, Mr. Hensley. Thank you. Nice of you to park yourself there. People going to the pits, we've got 1.3 laps of fuel. 1 lap to do. We've got fuel to get to the end. Dropped a second there. We're about a minute shy. So 6 of those laps where we did 110s, we need to do 1 those, which is going to be a nigh on impossibility. We've got to find the right route through the wet. That's what we've got to work on. Here we go. So we're running it down. Just short shift a little bit, Widow. Don't want to run out of fuel just before the end. Coming round with a 33.10, it looks. 33.06. A new record for us. Here we go. It's not too bad, is it? 33.06.949. Improved by 1 minute 14 seconds. We'll see where that takes us. Of course, we don't win any prize because we've already won that. Place to look is on the ranking board. We go to number 1 on our friends list, beating people by 51 seconds, but that's nothing to shout about. We don't get into the world top 10. We are 54 seconds shy, 55 seconds shy of getting on there. But there's every opportunity to improve it. And we'll probably go back to this on Saturday on the live stream. So, if you fancy having a crack at that one, that's Moby Dick Pit in or stay out 1. It's a really good 30-minute race. Credits are really poor, but this is all about getting to the top of the friends list. So, have a good one, folks, and enjoy. We'll see you on the next one. All the best. Take care. Goodbye for now.